Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and hopefully it is a good morning for everyone. Um, I was listening to the news this morning, and I hear about the destruction that was caused by the hurricane along the East Coast, and um, and I'm just praying that everyone is okay. Things can be fixed. Um, Electricity can be restored. All these things, but I really worry about the injuries and the deaths and the families that have been affected. And so just know that my prayers are out there for all of you. And then over in Lebanon, I think I heard about that big explosion. Oh my gosh, and so many deaths and injuries from that too. It's just kind of a sad morning around the world. And so we're going to try not to think too much about the things that are going poorly and try and find things to redirect our thoughts. So today I'm going to show you another Zentangle that I learned, and this one I learned from Melinda Barlow. She does quite a few um, lessons. She's a certified Zentangle teacher, and she does quite a few lessons on different tangles. And this one is called the Balloya, and this is it right here. And this is really neat. And the way she showed it too was she did the Balloya and then did different tangles in each of the openings. So showing that you can take it and bring it even farther. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to show you how she taught this one to be done. So I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to show you here how she showed us to do this. And it's very simply done, but I think it is really, really, really nice tangle. And 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 she went like this with this one straight line across. That's the beginning. And then she made a little triangle right there on that line. And so then she she says she likes to color in her triangle right away, and that helps her stay. It just, no, you know what she said? She just, it looks pretty. That's what she said. And so I like to color in my triangle right away too, because and we call that puddle. We're puddling our triangle. Okay, now we got our line with our puddled up triangle. And now we're going to continue with our lines. Now you can make your lines exactly everyone the same length. And I'm going to go with 3 lines. But let me show you something here. One thing she did on her lines, which she told us after, was that she put a little bit of a spot on the end of her lines. And that is kind of neat. And I thought, well, if you don't have your lines exactly all the same length, like this way, then when you put your dots on the ends of the lines, it gives it kind of almost more distinction down there. So I'm not going to have all my lines, but I'm going to stick with 3 lines per section. You'll see what I mean. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to let the ends be not exactly the same. Okay, now I'm going to turn my tile and I'm going to put 3 this way. But when I go now, I'm going to go this, let me see, 1, and I'm not going to go over those 3 lines. I'm going to go under so you can't see it. So that's 1 line, 2, and 3. And they're all under. See, that went under that first railroad track right there. Now I'm going to go on the 3rd one. And let's see, my first one, I want to kind of use that part of the triangle as part of my line. So that's 1, 2, no, 1, 2, and then 3. And see, I'm not crossing my line over anything that I've already done. I'm going under. So then I'm going to turn my tile again, and then I'm going to go again with 3. 1, always under, 2, 3. And you don't have you decide how far you want them spaced. You might want them closer than that. Now I'm going to go over here, turning it again. So I got my second section there. So now I'm going to go 1, going under, 2, 3. And do you see how it looks like they're woven together? And then we're going to go again here with 1, 2, 3. You see, look at how woven it looks. See how they look all woven together. And I'm going to go one more time around to all 3 sections. And 1, 2, 3. And then again, we'll go 1 and completely go under those ones that you've already done. 2, 3. Okay, and then one more here. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Now, going around 3 times was just my choice. You can go around only 2 times, or you could keep going until your whole page is filled up. So that is your choice of how you want to do. Now, I did 3 lines on each piece, on each section, and you can do 2 or 4. You can do more. This is what you'll learn as you play with it. And I just love this. I think this is going to be a fun way of filling up just a section if you're doing a collage of tangles and you want to just fill up one collection, this, one section, then this will be really pretty. But I left my little lines a little bit spaced because I want to put just a little tip on each one of my lines. And so I wanted to do that. Now that is just my addition, which I think looks really cool. I think putting that little tip on the line kind of finishes the line. And then I made my lines so they're not all equal in distance. So then when I put the tips on, which I'm just drawing a little spot there, when I put the little tips on, then they're kind of staggered, and I think that looks kind of nice. I like that really a lot. And so then I'm just going to go through and put my little tips. And then I'm probably going to go in and put some some tangles in the open places. This one here is very meditative too. There's so many of them that are so meditative. You don't really, meditating gives you that sense of, I don't know, safe. You feel safe and secure, and all of the sadness kind of melts away. The sadness is out there, like this morning's news. There's sadness out there with still the coronavirus, and then with the explosion in Lebanon. I think they said Lebanon, but I don't remember now. Beirut, I don't know. But and then the hurricane thing. That's a lot of sadness out there, and we can't fix it. Just you sitting there can't fix it. But then, if you sit there and just worry about it, you can send up some prayers, or, for those affected, you can send your healing vibes or your vibes of comfort, and just your thoughts, you know, send those comforting thoughts. But then you have to still take care of yourself. And so if you can do something like this, if you just worry and concern yourself too much, then you also, um, you're um, damaging in a way yourself. So you don't want to do that. You want to we know you're concerned. Everyone know, because you might have relatives in these areas or friends in these areas. I know I have friends that I don't know for in person, but a lot of my subscribers are in the area of those storms, and so I'm concerned. I'm concerned, but I try to, rather than just to sit in a state of worry, I try to keep myself busy so my concern for others won't have an effect on me. If not that I don't want to think about it, I don't know how to exactly put it into words, but I am concerned for many loved ones. So anyway, okay, so I'll keep on going. See, I'm telling you not to be all concerned and stuff, then I do it myself. So anyhow, here now, these openings, the way Melinda Barlow did it, where she took so um, in those openings, and she made some more little things. Like, now did I worked on my sheets yesterday some, so I could remember some of my remember some of the pieces that I've learned. I got another sheet somewhere, but I don't know where I put it. I don't know where I put the doggone thing. They gum it. And so, but there's so many different things you can put in here. And so I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to do this one here. Let's see. I got quite a bit of space here. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to do some zingers coming up here, which is just a line, small oval, a little bit larger oval, a little bit larger, and then go back to smaller, and just dots. I love the little zinger. I think that is so, so pretty. And then again, I'll put one over this way. The ones I think I use most often, which I kind of call my favorites, are probably the ones that are more easy to remember the steps, because sometimes I have to refer back to the lesson or the book to remember the steps, and you have to do them a few times before you actually it goes down to memory. And then I think I'll put up a little bit of the flux. These leaves here, like this, is what they call a flux. You can put them on a stem like this, just a little flux. And just put a little vein up there, line with a dot on the flux leaves. And so I put those ones on a stem, but you can also just put the leaf, and then put another leaf, and then another leaf, and go in whatever direction you want to go in. And you have your flux in that way. So the flux is actually the shape of the leaf, and you can do those leaves anyway. And then they call this one here just a fescue. We almost have a fescue on the end of each of these lines here. And so you can go here with a fescue. And you end up here with almost like a little flower garden, which is pretty, whatever you want to do there. And then you can turn around over here and do something different here. And so, let's see, we have, let me look here, see if I can look at one here that I can remember. Oh, we're just going to do this is a curly Q. This is a curly Q. So, the curly Q here is just make a little curly Q, just a curly piece. Okay, but then I'm going to go, and I'm going to go on each side, and I'm going to go completely up, down, up and up that curly Q, keep crossing over, back and forth, till you get to the end. And then that's a little curly Q. And then what is great about this one, then you shade. This one really looks best when you get it shaded. So you get your pencil. Okay, and I'm going to pencil, and I'm going to shade just the very edges of each one of those sections. I'm just going to shade, see, each one of those little sections. They just call that one a curly Q. But that, when you shade those little sections, my sections aren't very big, and my pencil lead isn't very sharp, so, but I'm just doing a little bit of shading, a little pencil dot on the corners of each of those little sections. Hard to see, I know, I know, I know. My apologies. And then I'll take my stump and I'll just kind of blend a little bit of blending there. There. And so that is as simple as a curlicue. That is just a simple something, and you can just get that going all over, and that's pretty. Okay, then we can go with, then we always like to use the tipple. Oh, I don't have that written. I don't have that drawn on here. Oh, yeah, I do have it on there. Okay, tipple is good because tipple, when I do my tipple, it is a bunch of circles. But I usually always make a few just larger circles, but then I start filling in with smaller circles. And just here and there, and whatever circles will fit. And this is just called tipple. And so it's a great tangle for filling in spots that you just want to fill in. And then I'm just going to have a couple of them floating. And that's my tipple. That's my tipple right there. I might want to shade in around that tipple a little bit. And then maybe out of this small area up here, maybe I'll do one mushroom. Wait a minute, let me see. I gotta look at my paper and see what I'm gonna call that. Do I have it on here? No, I didn't write that on there. Well, be darned. I got a lot to put on there. But this is the, something. Oh, but you know what? Let me just tell you something else, though. Do I have that? Actually, this can be another type of a zinger. This is a, oh, like a poke root. Poke root. But then, if you take that poke root and then you put some more caps on there, like you did on the zinger, then that is then called zinger 2, I call it, because it is still almost the same as the zinger up here, but it's like a poke root poke root zinger. So you can put things together like this. And then there's the poke leaf. The poke leaf is the same as the poke root, but it's got a leaf shape on the top. And so there I put a couple poke leaves on here. And down here, I think I got that one more. I think I'll just put a couple fescues here. Just to kind of fill in that spot. But, and then even in here, you might want to put, because it kind of looks empty, so maybe I'll just do one little spiral. And put weight on either end of it. Maybe I'll put one here. Maybe I'll put one here. It's fun once you get to knowing and you're aware of more of the different tangles that you can start putting them together and you start adding and you just start adding things. Like here I think my little thing here looked a little empty, so I'm gonna put a little tipple in there. Maybe just a little bit right here. Just a little bit. and it kind of finishes that up some. And I don't know if they're ever finished. You just, you can do, and you know what I like to do too is to just make little X's here and there out in space. Makes it look like there's little stars. And so your blank area isn't real blank. And just put some little sparkles, kind of just sparkles around when you put those little. I won't go any further. I'll just leave it like that. But you know what? One thing though, I'm gonna say just one thing. I'm not gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna get my 005. This is the finest one I have here. And you know, when I see these lines, and I've got my lines are wide enough that I can write some words in there. So I can put in here Love, and then hope is a good word, HOPE. Believe, I'm going to put that one in here. Believe. And putting a few words. I just love words. And let's see, share. And so I have just a, and let's put joy right here. Joy. You start making a real your own art project out of a simple beginning of a strength is another good word. And by putting those little words in there, I like that myself. I really like that myself. And so it makes a big difference. So you can just really just continue to go and continue to grow with your project. And then you might want to put some little shading. I mean, you can work on one of these projects for so long. I mean, you can go for hours, and then you might come back to your desk and look later and think of something else you want to add to it. And it's just beautiful. I just think I love this one. I think this is really, really good one. And when you have some lines like this, then you have a real fine pen, you can write in some words like that. And that's it. That's it. I think that's beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to, let's see, Someone Cares. I'm going to take this book again, and let's see. This one says, "It's me again, God. It's me again. It's me again." Okay, let's see. Remember me, God? I come every day just to talk with you, Lord, and to learn how to pray. You make me feel welcome. You reach out your hand. I need never explain, for you understand. I come to you frightened and burdened with care, so lonely and lost, and so filled with despair. And suddenly, Lord, I am no longer afraid. My burden is lighter, and the dark shadows fade. Oh God, what a comfort to know that you care, and to know when I seek you, you will always be there. That's good. And that's good, like for today, like I was just talking about, how we can, pray for those who um, have been affected by any of the sorrow that is going around our world today. And yeah, send up a prayer. I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make, and I will see you on the next video. God bless.